Welcome back to Sunset Hour with Dani Mortel. Today I'm not alone. I'm actually joined by the most handsome fella on earth.
Her boyfriend.
My boyfriend.
Yeah.
He comes here every once in a while.
Yeah. I'd sleep here, but her parents are strict there.
Shut up. Well, yes, that's true. My parents are strict.
Yeah, they are.
So that's why he married me.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep with her, so I married her.
Oh my God.
That's it.
Oh my gosh. We're starting off strong.
Ma, pa. Nabi po.
Okay, going back. I'm joined by my husband today. His name is Josh. You want to say hi to everybody?
Hello.
Hello. Okay.
Hi.
So I just want to give a quick shout out to my broadcast channels. It's called Sunset Hour on Instagram.
It's a very productive broadcast channel.
If you're not part of it yet, why?
What are you doing? You're missing out.
I wanted to give a quick shout out to them because they gave us questions for this episode.
Oh, yeah.
And from the last episode, one person commented. You said you commented on the last episode, number. It didn't show.
I did.
It didn't show up on Spotify.
That's sad.
Yeah, but
I capped the comment number, the word count number.
You didn't see kung na-post yung comment mo?
I saw it. It was like it posted because I clicked post. And
Bakit wala?
I don't know. Spotify, bakit wala?
Anyway.
That was such a heartfelt comment.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
I'm upset.
I'm so sorry. But yes, thank you to every...
If you want, I can just... No, it depends.
Okay.
If you want me to share my comment here.
Sige.
Because that was a good topic about...
Did you memorize it?
No, I think, yeah.
Sige.
The part where you go on a date with your younger self.
Yes, that was the whole point of the podcast.
Yeah,
well, that
know.
wasn't the whole point of the episode.
That was part of it.
Yes, that was part of it.
Yeah.
Sige, if you were to go on a coffee date with your younger self, what would you tell him?
Okay, so my comment went like, he'd be early because he'd be extra anxious about seeing me. I'd be on time, and he won't know what to get because he doesn't know how to order Starbucks.
Bakit may assumption na Starbucks?
Any cafe.
Okay.
I used to not drink coffee.
Right.
Yeah. So and I didn't know what to order. Right.
Oh.
I'd order an Americano, and I'd just get him a macchiato or a mocha because he needs more sweetness in his life.
Okay.
Poor guy.
And what would you tell him?
That everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to turn out great. And, just continue doing what you love, putting yourself out there. When you feel scared the most before doing something, that's when you should just jump and do it right away. Because those were the points in my life where I really saw development personally, right? And that's a good segue to our topic today.
You were scared to marry me? Kala mo
One of the best decisions of my life.
Host. I know how to connect things.
Well, we are going to talk about the challenges, right? And
we're not going to... Who told you you're going to talk about the challenges of marriage?
We're not? Okay, not challenges.
I said growth.
Growth as individuals in a marriage.
While in this happy, healthy
marriage. Yes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the gist of it.
Of what you commented.
Just half of it, the comment.
But I like that. I like how you said, san ka natatakot, yun yung gagawin mo.
Yeah.
If you feel a little bit uncomfortable to pursue something, that means it's there.
Yeah.
You know?
Because like you talked about in your previous podcast, right?
Episode,
our body really wants us to do the easiest thing.
Yeah.
Right?
The most comfortable
most comfortable thing. But growth happens when you do something hard and scary and painful.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thanks.
And to everybody who shared also their version of that, thank you very much. Keep them coming. The comments are still open. And I really appreciate if you share the episodes with your friends and family. Anyway, let's dive right into this episode.
All right.
seryosong usapan.
I'm so
No, but
comfy.
a lot of people have been waiting, you know. A lot of people, meaning 3 people.
Shout out to the 3 people out there. That's all we need.
That's all
That's
we
all we
need.
need.
3 actual people is
Yeah.
all we need. Anyway, Josh, we actually
Mm.
I mentioned a while ago that the broadcast channel sent us questions for you and for us.
Okay.
For us at the same time.
Yeah, I think I saw that, but I didn't want to see it because I wanted it to be
gusto mo
a
surprise.
surprise.
So, actually from Gregor, let's
Oh.
go straight into the first question from Gregor. Hey Gregor.
Hello.
How are you? What's up? Do you have any new discoveries you want to share?
Oh, new discoveries. Okay, so I also had a therapy session
Oh.
on my birthday, which was January 4, a little over a month ago. And of course, like the best thing I got was my therapist suggesting that I do a gratitude journal. And it took me a month before I started writing, really, and it's helped so much. It's like one of the best things that I've started doing in a long time. And it makes sense because I'm addicted to science podcasts and stuff like biohacking and stuff like that.
He's a geek, guys.
And I think it was Dr. Huberman also, how he talked about when we feel or when we express gratitude, our brain can't experience anxiety. And of course, I can't get into the details of why that is, but it's worked for me, so
because
that's a good thing.
you were talking about how the brain sort of keeps doing what it thinks we want it to do. Our brain doesn't really actually know
what's real from not.
Yes,
that's right.
So that's how you can hack your brain through the gratitude journal.
Yes. So yeah, that's one big thing that I see it as a very big thing that I've been doing recently. And it's made me feel so much less
anxious.
Is that right? So much less anxious. It just after the gratitude. So I started writing and it started with like 3-5 sentences and then it just went on and then it just transitioned into what I had to do that day.
Okay.
Like I used to feel so anxious before I start doing something. There was this wall, right? Like we all have this feeling that there's something stopping me from doing this, and
a big resistance.
Resistance, yes. And you procrastinate until you don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Analysis paralysis.
Analysis paralysis, that's what happens to me all the time. And with this, when I started writing and starting with gratitude, I'd like to say that I start writing with gratitude and then it transitions into everything else.
So creativity
and everything, yes. It just makes me realize what I have because I'm always so hard on myself and I don't realize all the good things that I have. I always think about the negatives, the things that I don't have.
Or
I always
like what's happened in the past.
What's happened in the past. I always come from a place of lack. Gratitude journaling really helped out with that.
There you go. So
thanks.
That's what's up. So another thing that you've actually... Do you want to share it?
What?
Your YouTube channel?
Oh, yeah, sure. So, yeah, speaking of just jumping in right in and doing it, right? So, I launched my first or technically my second video last Sunday. I'm pretty happy with it. It's not the best thing out there, but, you know, now that I have done it like you, like you said, once you've started doing it, then it just gets a ball rolling.
Yes.
You know, it just makes the next one easier. Because you know what to do, you know the steps, right?
Actually, one of our mentors, Cabby, hi Cabby, shout out to you. She said when I posted my first episode, I was like, I don't really mind if nobody listens. It's fine. It's done. La, la, la. And it's not perfect. You know me, right? Like I'm a big perfectionist. And that's like what you said, the wall, the resistance, right? And she said, yes, I also believe that done is better than perfect. And that's so powerful because if you think that way, there's really nothing stopping you, right? Because usually, the pressure we put on ourselves is just what stops us from growing, from seeing a goal through. But it's real. It's so real. That fear is so real. And I think we've been working on ourselves for years in this marriage, right? We're gonna get into that a little bit more later. But I think if it were us a few years ago, it wouldn't be this easy.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Yeah, life happened and we're here now.
Life happened. We went to therapy. That's what happened.
I can't forget this There was this one video I saw online. Of course, that's how a lot of conversations start nowadays.
Yeah.
But
that's so true. Saw this video. Okay.
But yeah, it was this woman, and a guy stopped her and interviewed her, and the guy
On the
was
streets?
like, on the streets. This was in New York, I think, and he was like, why are you so confident? You look so confident.
Okay.
Yeah,
One of those videos.
Yeah, and she said, therapy.
Yeah, that's
Why are you so confident? Therapy.
Yes.
Yeah, and another reason I think that we really just started doing, well, me personally, I don't know if it's the same for you, but I am spending less time on my phone. And I compare myself less. I niche down to what I really love watching. And I make that into the formula of how I make my videos. You know?
Intentional consumption. Because usually nga, when we scroll online, it's so overwhelming.
Brain rot is real.
Brain rot is real, and then we've lost the entire day.
It sucks all of the dopamine out of you, and you feel like blah. after.
Blah. Like this.
If you haven't watched Mr. and Mrs. Smith on Amazon, watch it.
Wait,
really
free
nice.
plug. But yes, okay. So Josh, things that are new with Josh over here. Gratitude journal. Well, first of all, therapy. Then naging assignment niya yung
Gratitude journal. And the YouTube.
And then YouTube. Long form content.
Long form content.
Actually,
and
that's
focusing on that.
Yes. Common denominator namin ngayon is long form content.
Yeah. And I just want to say that you really inspired me to just start doing also. Because I was in a rut. And then she started baking. And she started creating all these amazing things. And shout out to Gregor and Amanda, because it's because of them also.
Yeah.
They made bread with us, and it just inspired us.
Gregor made bread in our kitchen, and I was like, oh,
from scratch.
It's possible. My oven is capable of hard things.
Yeah, so you know when you see something and you see, oh, okay, that's how it's done, and it's easier to do it now, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that
So
sense
that's
of
what got
community.
me
That's
into
what got
baking.
her into baking, and that's what inspired me to just start making and creating. I made a tote bag. I sewed myself a tote bag.
It was so sweet. Ano ba to? Gabi na ba yun? Or basta in the middle of the day, and then you're like, basta he said something to me. He's like, oh, my biggest inspiration is right here. He said something like that in terms of creating daw, because I had just come from baking, I think, pandesal.
Yeah.
And pandesal, if anybody out there has ever baked pandesal before, you would know.
It's a labor of love.
It's not that it's difficult. It's just, it's a labor of love. It's so tiring because mamasahin mo talaga siya ng 12 to 15 minutes.
It's true what they say. It's salty because of the sweat that's put into it. That's true.
That is the secret ingredient to pandesal.
Yeah,
but yes.
Yeah, going back to our topic, that's one major thing that we have learned to do better now. It's bring each other up.
It's not even actively.
No,
it's not
actively.
like, you know how when you have an accountability partner, and then of course you're gonna check in with one another every day or so. But us, it's more, my thing is, he's doing his thing. Like, he's working out, for example. Josh works out. He has a very, is it strict? Not strict. Can I say strict?
I guess, yeah.
Strict and very, what do you call this? Basta meron siyang routine. And he has a program. It's almost like rigid. Can I say rigid?
That.
Yeah.
You could say
he has
that.
a rigid training program.
I'm a creature of habit. So
Yes.
that's why. So that's what works for me. So if it might be rigid for other people when you look at it from the surface, but to me, it's just what gets me going.
Yes, exactly. If you live with that kind of man, right? Gets up at 7 a.m. in the morning, takes the dog downstairs, feeds the dog, walks outside, comes back, eats his oatmeal, and then after that, reads, takes his pre-workout, and then works out. He has his whole morning routine. So ikaw, parang, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Honestly, that's what I think sometimes. Shucks, he has already conquered the first half of the day, and I'm just getting out of bed. What am I doing?
Yeah, I see it. You want to hear it from my perspective. So I'm like a slow grind person, right? Like I climb up a mountain really slowly. I take my time, and that's what happens to me in the morning. I wake up and I do everything routine, and then the creative juices start going and I start writing, right? You get dropped off via plane into the mountain and you're there already, and then you slide down. So, right, you have this burst of energy, this creativity, this productivity, and then you slide down and then you're resting again. And then you're there again and then you go down again.
I do.
Right? So you're like that. It's different. Like I said, like what people see as rigid might not be rigid for other people. What you see as you not doing is different from you actually doing what you do.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like my
sense.
yung productivity ko, it's based on how rested I feel and how rested I am. And my inspiration also can come from the rest. The state of rest. So for example, when I get to bake, when I get to slow down, when I get to, just clean the house slowly, that's when I feel, I have an idea, stuff like that. So I can't function really in routines like Josh. Ikaw, what he's trying to say is he has to jumpstart his morning so that he can slowly, like diesel engine, yung magwa-warm up ka muna. Diba?
Yeah, you know this. Like when I put on my clothes before I go for a walk, I'm like a zombie.
Oh, so yeah.
Like a.
That you just.
But that doesn't take any effort. It's just routine for me. But then once I step outside, it's just slowly I wake up. Right.
Yes.
That's what happens.
Yes. I love that. So that's a difference between us in the marriage. But again, that's basically like if we're talking about the topic for today, which is growth as individuals, but still in a happy, healthy marriage, and how to cultivate that while in a marriage. Because I think that's so important. And I think yun yung misconception ng mga tao na kapag kinasal ka or if you have a partner, then you gotta forget about your personal goals. Or like, well, that's it for you. Or it's end game. Okay, you're done, Or you're settling down. It's not that you're settling down. I don't believe in that anymore. Yung settle down.
Never settle.
Yeah, yes. And no, kasi settle is fine. Settling in is fine. But settling down, it's like, imagine if kunwari, bata, nasa playground siya, sabihin mo, settle down. Ibig sabihin, tama na yan. Huwag ka na maglaro, upo ka na dito. Diba? But you can't tell an adult to settle down. It's like, settle in your seat. It's like, simmer.
Don't they use that in marriage, though, before? They used to say, I'm ready to settle down.
Because that's a presumption na they've been dating around and, experimenting and like gallivanting. And
yes. And that used to be the end goal. That used to be go to school, find a job, find a wife, settle down, have kids.
Yeah.
That was it, right? But that doesn't mean you can't grow in any other way. Even before, you can settle down, have kids, but you can learn new things, right? You can learn woodworking, you can learn how to make stuff, you can get into all these other hobbies and maybe get better at your career, maybe change your career completely, right?
But also talking about the woman here, right? Because for us women, it's kind of different because you're speaking, of course,
through
as a man, right?
My perspective.
But for women, it's quite different because get a job, get a husband, have children. When that happens, right, it's almost impossible, or the assumption is it's impossible to now pursue yourself and your passions because the children are there. Because of course, as mothers, syempre kami yung mag-aalaga sa mga bata. I'm not saying that it should be the case, like hindi dapat both. Of course, it's 2025. Of course, you know this already. But I'm just saying it's quite different for us as women. But, going back, di ko alam eh. Ang touchy kasi nitong topic na to eh.
Why?
Wala
what
lang.
do you mean? The settling down thing?
Yeah, the settling down thing.
How different it is for both of us?
For men and women.
Statistically speaking.
Okay,
women have a downturn after having kids.
What do you mean downturn?
Statistically speaking,
ano ang downturn?
With their career, okay, let me finish.
Okay.
With their career, that's why global populations now are stagnating. People don't want to have kids. Women don't want to have kids anymore because
it will take an impact on their career.
On their career, right? Like even if some countries have a 6-month leave, for example, right? They're out of work for 6 months, so you can't just pick that up again and just get back into it, right? So things happen, and that's understandable, right? But in terms of you as a person, growth is constant. Kids should not stop
Don't.
you from growing
As an individual.
as an individual. But I understand. I don't understand, but I know that it is hard. Gotta be careful with my words here. It is very hard, I can't speak for women, but
and you will never speak for
and
women.
I will never speak for women, but all we're saying here is growth should never stop for anything.
For anything, whatever happens, like whether you're single, whether you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a partner, your personal growth shouldn't take a pause. Because if that happens, I'm waving my hand for a red flag. Think about it.
Yeah.
If your personal growth stops, or diba, if you being in a relationship,
it's such a hard topic because it's such under a very big umbrella.
Okay, it's a very big umbrella. Let's get to the questions in a bit.
Yeah.
But just to think, I think I want to reflect on this very, very quickly. Ang haba na nitong podcast.
Yeah, we can talk about this for hours. Like
yes,
this topic.
Yes. But we need a part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
When we first started dating, we were both, I was, yes. Bakit ganun yung reaction?
We were both so closed off. And, just thinking about how I handled situations, I'm cringing right now.
Oh, really? That's not what I was thinking, love.
Oh, what were you
I was thinking we were, in our careers.
Oh, okay.
So personal growth involves career din naman.
Mm-mm.
But like, syempre, nung time na yon 21, 22, talagang, prime, I don't know, I don't want to call it prime.
Not prime. We're in our prime now.
We're in our prime now, yes. Amen. Woo!
Yeah.
Never been healthier, never been sexier.
Exactly. Waiting for the big 3-0. Woo!
Woo!
Looking
Exciting.
forward to that.
But we're basically on our own paths, and then we met in the middle, and then we kind of drove ourselves forward just beside each other. And I think we really got off on the right foot because that still happens up to now. Just, wiser, more understanding, more patient. Everything because of therapy and everything.
Yeah, and that encapsulates not just the career, but everything.
Also, yeah.
Us as individuals, as partners, right? That's why I was talking about, I thought about how cringe I was, how cringe we were when we fought, all those petty things, right?
When we fought.
And
yes.
how we communicate, how we understand each other, how I never really stepped out of my perspectives.
And I always just wanted to be right.
It was always that. Na
Yeah.
parang, okay, no, I think this is right. And I'd never put myself in your shoes exactly.
Yes.
Right? Which is funny because that's what I used to do. I used to act. So I used to put myself in other people's shoes, but I couldn't understand her because, women are different.
Yeah, we're different. Anyway, let's jump to the question na. Hindi natin matatapos to. From BSXRRE on Instagram. For Josh, what's your favorite thing about being married? And for both, how do you spend your alone or self-care time? So you answer the first question first.
Favorite thing
about
being married? Well, you're with the person you're going to spend your entire life with. Growing every day and spending every day together is my favorite thing about marriage.
Hindi, bigay ko ng example.
An example?
Oo.
Okay.
Pwede.
My favorite thing about being married is when she cooks me a meal when I least expect it, and her cooking is amazing.
Okay, the thing is, he never expects me to cook. That's the tip, guys.
She never used to cook.
That's the trick. I went into this marriage and I was like, I'm not gonna cook for you. You can't expect me to cook for you, to clean for you, to la la la. Set your your boundaries ba yun? Or ilalatag mo na yung yung kunwari expectation mo or hindi niya expect sa'yo. Tapos, pagka kinasal na kayo or when you start living together, surprise mo siya. Ay, marunong ka pala magluto. Ganon.
And that's how you keep them.
That's how you keep them on a rope.
On a leash.
On a leash. Rope. That's how you keep them on a leash, ladies and gents. No, but seriously, it's kasi, yung language of love din. Yeah. He likes receiving acts of service. Yeah. So when I do that for him, he's like, okay.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Okay, next question. For both, how do you spend your alone or self-care time? Ako
Ikaw
muna.
muna.
Sige. I drive off.
Yeah.
I drive off. I like driving on my own. And then, speaking thoughts out loud. Anything or just errands in general. I just
Writing.
like being out on my own. Pansin naman ni Josh yun kapag punong-puno na ako or like I feel like I've been in the house for too long, I'm gonna drive off. Bye. See me in a few hours. Or, of course, football. That's my alone time. Football is my alone time. Even if I'm with people, I feel like I'm just, in my own bubble and I have the field to myself and I'm playing the sport I love. That's me. How about you?
Gym.
Yes, gym. We have a thing. When he's in the gym, he is not to be disturbed unless he makes eye contact. When Josh is working out, you do not want to disturb him. So any work messages, whatever, I answer those for him when he's in the gym. I really respect his gym time.
Yeah,
his
she
time.
she answers for me.
Yeah.
She's like, sorry po, Josh
is in the gym.
and cannot be disturbed. I'm answering for him, which I really appreciate, by the way. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, gym and writing right now is a very nice
Therapeutic.
individual experience, for lack of a better word.
Do you like it? Do you like it when you write and the door is locked and you're in your ear, or?
I always put my headphones on and I just put ambient music, so it blocks off my hearing, which like kind of shuts off one sense.
Hi, Bowie.
So it makes me focus more on what I'm doing
Right.
in front of me. It helps me learn more about myself.
And that's self-care right there.
Yeah, and writing really gives you more insight into your subconscious. Because of course we have so many thoughts, right? And we can't really keep track of these thoughts. So write them down to solidify those thoughts, If you feel like you don't have direction, start writing, start journaling.
Okay.
That's it. One of the other alone time
sorry,
activities, anime.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He comes to me, he's like, it's time for my anime.
Yeah.
Ganun talaga siya. Talagang parang gusto niya sabihin, goodbye, get away from me. It's my time to watch anime. That's so cute.
Yeah.
And I let him be. About writing, because you said nga that it reveals so much about ourselves that we really don't know existed even. And if you don't know where to start, I have a thing. Just write one word. For example, tree. I'm not kidding, huh? Like you have a piece of paper and it's blank. Or maybe you're writing on your laptop and nothing is coming in. Write what you see. It's a writing exercise. Tree, sky, clouds, pencil, stuff like that. And then from those things, mako-connect mo kasi yun eh. Oh, what does that make me feel? This pencil is a bit blah blah. That tree is blah blah blah.
And it just gets you going.
And then it gets you going, and then you're gonna get to tap into other places in your mind that you haven't really visited
That's interesting.
before.
That goes hand in hand with another book, Atomic Habits. I'm sure you guys know that. Another really great book. And there, the author talks about this 2-minute rule. So if you can't get a habit to stick, you do this 2-minute rule. So you just spend 2 minutes on whatever you want to make into a habit, right? If you want to go to the gym, just go to the gym. Spend 2 minutes there.
As in,
Literally,
it's the act of going.
Act of going, right? Act of going, act of doing. So if you can't write, if you can't think about anything, just put a timer, 2 minutes, sit down, and like what you said,
Write a word.
do that, right? And eventually, most of the time, 2 minutes would turn into 10, 20,
Yes,
30.
and then
right?
you can use the journal prompts na. Questions to help you. How are you feeling? What are you grateful for? Next question from I Am Jen Archives. I really admire how calm and cool your relationship is. How do you both manage to stay so grounded and peaceful together? I'm laughing because peaceful?
Oh, it's not always peaceful, honey. And
Not
that
at
goes
all.
for a lot of relationships. It might seem peaceful at the surface, of course, but we're all going through our things, It's just all about understanding each other and having the best intentions, you know, thinking
Yung
about
best assumption
best assumptions. You know, your partner always has the best intentions
towards
you.
Yeah.
Okay, no matter what it is, and eventually you'll know naman eh. You'll realize all these things eventually.
Ang
once
hirap
you,
mag relationship advice.
It's
Kasi
hard.
of
It's all
course it's all
different.
different. We're all different. And of course it's an experience. It's a shared experience between two people who spend a lot of time together.
Yes.
And super key yung lahat ng words na yon, because if you don't share experiences together and you don't spend a lot of time together, it's hard to get to know each other better.
Yeah. So for me, that's just it. You're right. For me, it's simple. It's just respect and the best assumptions. So you have to realize that you're a team. You're on each other's side all the time. Okay, nobody's on opposite sides. Nobody's fighting with one another. Nobody's in competition with one another. If you feel that way, then you got to talk about that stuff. You know,
You gotta talk
that's
about
not
that
right.
stuff.
And you can say that relationships are subjective. I will stand firmly with this, that I really believe you at least have to do that with your partner.
If you can't talk to your partner about those things, go get counseling.
Thankfully, we've
Yeah.
we've dealt with most of our problems.
Thankfully, we've been able to sit down and really
Yeah.
spill our guts,
Mm-hmm.
because that's so important in a partnership. Okay.
Be open, be vulnerable
Be
with one
open,
another, because all you
yes.
have is each other. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
you crying.
Stop! Okay, next question. We've talked about, yun muna, how you've been or grow with this individual in a marriage. Now, I think we can jump to career, goals, and sobrang random but finances. Somebody asked about finances and
Oh yeah, that's a really important topic.
Yeah. So we have last 3 questions.
And let's just touch on it.
Yeah.
Because
Very quickly.
that's a whole other episode.
That is a whole other episode. From Jello Epres, if you both weren't influencers, what would have been your career?
I'd be a personal trainer for sure. That's it. I just love fitness, health.
He is very
I think I'm a natural at it, and I can help people get there.
Ako, if I'm not creating content or if I'm not hosting also,
Or like a completely different life.
a completely
That's how I thought
different
about it.
life. I'd be a teacher.
Yeah, that is very you.
Yeah.
That's very you.
I teach kids.
Mm-mm.
Okay, next question.
You're
From
very nurturing.
Eliza K. What are your income streams and plans for the future? O, diba? Income streams tapos plans for the future.
Okay, we have a couple income streams.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to disclose our income streams?
Sure, ikaw.
First off, my goal personally is to have 3 really good income streams.
Okay, 3 solid ones.
3 solid ones, okay? And I'm working towards that. Right now, one of those income streams is from social media marketing.
Content creating.
Content creating, right? Brand deals and
Partnerships.
TikTok affiliate.
That's what he uses for shopping.
Yeah, that's what I use for all the things that I want. So,
He's been earning a lot. He's been shopping a lot.
I just save for what I want. That's it.
Yeah.
That gets us by. Yeah.
Yes.
More than enough.
More than enough, yes. Ako, so I host. So I've been saying that's my main thing, but recently it's been the opposite. I've been creating content recently.
Mm-hmm.
So I have brand partnerships. Thank you to our management.
Thank you,
Appreciate you, VCM, yes. So brand partnerships, I host. That's it. That's basically what I do.
Yeah, so
I
also
don't,
two income streams.
Yeah, two, but I don't do the affiliate thing, the TikTok thing, because I'm not very. Don't have a knack for it. He's a natural at sales. This guy.
Yeah, so either a personal trainer or a sales guy, whatever, I'll sell you something.
Yes,
I guess.
Just quickly, I feel like we're crazy because usually in a marriage or in a partnership, at least isang tao maintains a regular paying job. In most of the creators I follow, usually one of them maintains a regular paying job. And in the beginning of the relationship, we tried that. I worked for a PR agency and I lost my mind. Truth be told, I lost my time, I lost my freedom, I lost my mind. So I was miserable. So I was like, I can't do this anymore. So we didn't do that anymore.
It's not for us.
It's not for us. It's not for us. Different stamina.
We'd rather fear not knowing when the next paycheck is coming than work here every day
on
something
a laptop,
on something that we're
on a
not really
screen.
passionate about.
Yes.
You know, even if there's security behind that. And yeah, that's again another
whole episode
because we can touch on so many things about that.
Shucks.
Yeah.
That's
Good
crazy.
questions.
We're crazy. Very good questions. See, my broadcast channel. They're
I know,
a different
quality.
breed. They're a different
Quality,
breed. Yes.
right?
Did I answer plans for the future? I didn't.
Oh, for financial plans for the future.
Is it financial plans for the future or just plans in general?
Plans in general.
Let's say in the next 5 years.
I you can answer that. I don't
Okay.
really think that far.
In the next 5 years, I would like to have a baby.
Oh yeah, that's something she'd want.
Okay,
Yeah.
so ayaw niya.
No, we both want it.
Yeah,
We have a schedule. We
Yes,
have
we've talked about
a
it.
calendar. Yeah.
We've talked about it, and that's one. Number two, see what other opportunities there are for us not here in the Philippines. Not gonna expound on that anymore. 3, probably have our own cafe because I've been baking.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
I just
complete.
want.
That's very possible. Very possible that can happen. Yeah. I don't really, like I said, I don't really think that far ahead because I'm more of a now today. What do I do now?
No, I
we
get
are
it
we
naman.
are like that, but we have dreams and we share the same dreams. A cafe, baby, going abroad and whatever again. But the best thing I can say or that I really think about constantly is just work on yourself every single day. You know what you have to do to better yourself. And if you do that, then you'll get to wherever you want to get to.
On to our last question for this episode. From I Am Jen Beauties. If you could switch lives with another influencer for a day, who would it be?
Why? Oh, you know who? Okay, I have an idea.
My husband!
I have an idea. One Red Bull influencer. Or no, any extreme athlete from Red Bull. You know the guys who like parachute off of cliffs and land on the face of a mountain and ski down the mountain and run away from an avalanche or I don't know.
Basta something extreme.
Wing gliding.
Wing gliding.
Have you seen those things?
Yeah, of course.
The wingsuits. Yeah, of course.
we
Yeah, I
watched
remember. So maybe that's what I do for a day.
That's fun. Me, that's a really good answer when you said kanina. The why.
Their lives.
Oh, okay. Pwede bang hindi influencer? Pwede bang... I want to be Dua Lipa for a day. Dua freaking Lipa. Hello.
Mhm.
Do I need to explain that?
Yeah, that can be another answer for me. Like
A musician.
superstar.
Oh gosh,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, yeah.
Like who? Celebrity na lang.
Celebrity.
Or
Okay,
artist,
any celebrity right now.
Henry Cavill.
No, I want to be performing. Maybe
okay.
Harry Styles.
Nah, really?
Because his concerts are fun and he just performs and he
sige.
just has fun and he moves around, he dances, he does whatever he
Oo
wants.
nga. So you'd be Harry Styles and I'd be Dua Lipa and then we'd have a joint concert together.
Oh yeah.
That would be so cool.
Mm-hmm.
One of our dreams talaga together
Yeah.
is to perform on
I'm
stage.
thinking of a different. I want to
Dish
be a
Gambino.
rock star. Maybe Imagine Dragons.
Ah. Dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun.
In my bones, hype the crowd up like yeah.
And I'd be in the crowd and I'd be like that.
I think
over
that would be
you.
better. Yeah, Imagine Dragons would be better. I've
Yeah.
always dreamt of being in a band, so that's still there. That's still a dream.
I
to
love
just
that.
Rock and roll,
Cheers to dreams.
Cheers to dreams.
Cheers to dreams. May they never fade. And may they always be as simple or as big as you guys want them to be. And that's it. That's it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching or for tuning in. And we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks for the questions.
Thanks for the questions. Always remember, it's going to be good. Bye. Thanks, babe.
Thank you.